think my record day, I think I had I think it was almost 30 people join, and it was like 25 of those people were from a live stream.
That's Max Randall, founder of the dog training membership MK9 Plus. In this conversation, Max will share how he grew MK9 Plus from a launch to the thriving membership that it is today. Check it out. Max, thank you so much for joining me today for our conversation. Can you start by introducing yourself and your membership?
So I'm Max, and I have a online platform that makes videos, obviously, that teaches people how to train dogs, but also how to look after dogs and give dogs good food and just how to raise dogs. Yeah, I've been doing it for year and a half almost now. Yeah, it's going well.
That's great to hear. And when did you decide that you wanted to start a membership?
Actually, like a really long time ago. I just kept putting it off. Yeah, I had in lockdown when I was having to help people through Zoom calls. I was realizing I was still helping people with their dogs without having to go around their house, and I was like, well, this is very convenient. So it was actually in lockdown where I had the idea, and then once it was all over, I just kind of kept doing Zoom calls with people on the other side of the country. So then that's when I was like, all right, I'll finally do the idea I had like a year later. And yeah, then I joined Uscreen.
Did you do anything to prepare for a big launch, or was it all at once?
Yeah, it was kind of all at once. I'm quite an impulsive person, so it was actually December the 1st was kind of looking like a cool date to start. And that's when I kind of posted on my MK9 page. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to launch this on December 1st, which by the way was like 4 weeks away. So I actually did everything in 4 weeks. So I launched the platform with about 40 videos on it. I filmed and edited them all in a month. But yeah, that's when I launched all the social media. I did it all on December 1st. And it was gradual.
Gotcha. So you created your membership and that content and launched all in a month. If someone
Yeah.
else wanted to launch quickly, did you learn anything from that experience that you'd want to share as advice?
I'm definitely more capable of what I ever imagined. I'll tell you that, because there were many, many moments where I was like, not doing this, but there's something about setting yourself a goal, like a deadline, where you just everything seems so much more important, and you put a lot more effort in, and it helps you become efficient. You know, like diamonds are forged under pressure. Yeah, it didn't. I'm a bit of a delusional optimist. I thought I was like, you know what, like my local dog training page has I think 1,500 or 2,000 people like following the Facebook page, and I was like, oh yeah, I think we could easily get like 50 people join at least. But it was, I didn't realize how unrealistic that was. I think in the first 30 days I must have got about 10 people join, and I think 2 of those were from like local people. But yeah, it was gradual, because I think a lot of the selling isn't in the product, it's in how you market it, for sure, because I think a lot of people can make assumptions of like, oh, it's a dog training platform, I know what dog training is, so I know what's on the platform. So a lot of it was just me learning how to advertise it. So yeah, I think the first couple months really slow, pretty terrible time of year to start a business anyway. But then as we got into spring, I think in April last year, I think we got like over 300 people join in 1 month.
Wow.
So yeah, it kind of did really well. But yeah, I think now we're at about 700 active members right now. But we've had a lot. Like obviously people come and they go. But yeah, I think altogether we've had like 1,500 people join in total. But yeah, 700 of those are currently active.
I noticed you have a free blog on your website. Can you talk a little bit about when you started that and the purpose it serves?
Yeah, so that was actually quite a recent thing. I'm not too good. I don't really like words. I'm quite dyslexic. But I thought, I write captions for every Instagram post I do, and I put a lot of effort into the captions. They're always like an extension to the videos um, that people are watching. So I actually just extend the captions, make them more wordy, add a few more tips, and make them into blogs and post them. And it's actually been great. Like some of the blogs have done really good views, and people found it very handy because it's just there are some topics that are too big for a blog post, and some that are just like too small or they need visual representation. The blog post is just really handy for that middle ground of just like kind of getting a few tips and chucking them together and being like, this is like an interesting little topic for you to read about. And it's also another marketing technique because people can learn something very interesting and crucial. And then at the bottom of a lot of the blogs, I just say like, oh, there's a lesson for this and this and this. You can check out the website, you can check out the Instagram. Like they're like, if you want to keep learning about this topic that you've just invested time into, um, there's loads more, so come check it out. So the blog's actually been great, and I enjoy writing it more than I thought, which surprised me.
That's great to hear. I also want to ask about on your website, you share a ton of customer testimonials from Trustpilot and from Facebook. So, how do
Yeah,
you encourage your members to leave reviews, or do you? Are they just excited to say that they love MK9 Plus?
I try not to ask people for too much. I like to just give, and people just tend to have that natural energy of wanting to give back. So yeah, it's that middle ground, but I think uh, setting up just like a simple automated email that can just go out to people after they've made a purchase, I think is um, nice and simple rather than just like chucking it in every single video.
Absolutely. That's a great strategy. I caught one of your Instagram lives and was really entertained and learned a couple of things. How often do you do
Sweet.
those live streams and what's your goal with those?
So yeah, the live streams are every Wednesday, 7:30 in the evening. And the reason why I do those, well, the reason so everything is like clockwork. The one thing that uh, your brain loves is familiarity. So all posts, all live streams, um, all lessons on the website, everything is uploaded the same time every single day, every week. And even on the Instagram, if you press the link in my bio, there's an image and it's the Instagram timetable. So people just get to see and be able to predict things. So it can be part of people's routine. So yeah, the live stream, the whole aim with that is to basically it's quite dog trainer related anyway, but it's to help people kind of apply knowledge because a lot of knowledge is great to have, but people struggle to apply it. So that's the great thing about that. I also it's a good learning curve for me. I get to figure out what people are asking for. So every single Monday, I put on my story, "Hey, submit a topic." Tuesday, I pick them and then I post it. So that's 2 days of advertisement, and then Wednesday, we have the live streams and yeah, they're great. They're really good, and they actually have made me a lot of money because when people are in that 1 hour slot of listening to me talking about topics that they've submitted, and I answer questions live as well, I just go, you know what? I'm feeling happy today, and every other week, every few weeks, sometimes I'll just give people a discount code, and my record days are always Wednesdays. There. I think my record day. I think I had like, I think it was almost 30 people join, and it was like 25 of those people were from a live stream. I just say, yeah, this discount code is for tonight only, and you just get like 20 people join, because they've just spent an hour listening to you sell a product. So yeah, the live streams are really good, and yet again it makes you part of their time every week. Like people make time for it. Like people message me sometimes when they miss it because they feel quite upset. Like, oh, I'm gonna have to miss it this week. I'm like, it's fine, don't worry.
That's great. So it sounds like you're combining a couple different strategies of consistent quality content, limited time offers, and, you know, making sure that you're promoting those live streams in advance. Those are all
Yeah.
really great strategies.
When it comes to live streams, I think the advertisement is so minute, but it's so crucial because there was 1 week. So I've done this almost every week now for a year and a half, and there was this one time where I didn't advertise it because I was like, these posts are taking space up on my Instagram feed. I don't really think it looks that pretty. I tried it once. It was the most dead live stream ever. Only because I only put it on my story rather than my feed. Um, so I kind of learned my lesson there.
And so, was there anything about starting a membership business that surprised you?
I think when I first had the idea, I think the reason why I put it off for such a long time is because, yet again, I have this assumption of making a streaming service. I was like, that seems like something only big rich people do. And then I was like, you know what? I'll devote some time, do some learning. So I went on YouTube, and Uscreen was actually, not gonna lie, one of the first ones that popped up. And I did what any person would do, and I put Uscreen versus, and I just watched loads of videos of people comparing it to loads of different companies. And it was great. It was really good. I was like, okay. And yeah, I think it surprised me actually by how easy it was. And actually, the only bits I had to worry about were the parts that I expected, which was just my skills of making a landing page that looked nice. But yeah, it was just I don't know. It was quite seamless, to be honest.
And if you could go back in time and speak to yourself right before you started your membership, what advice would you give to past you?
I think the advice I'd give myself before starting would probably be give myself slightly more time to focus on the things that I thought were boring, because I'm only just now starting to focus on being more consistent, the email marketing, kind of putting a lot more effort into the things that I thought were little. I think if I launched the business with a lot more auto, pardon me, a lot more automated emails, some creative little things like on Uscreen. The other day I was changing the emails people get when they enter a free trial, when they have just purchased, or when there are renewals coming up. And I've only just started putting in effort to those, and I've made them quite creative, little funny emails. And I think my advice would be just put effort into the things that I thought were boring, because then it would be a more kind of solidified unit. Yeah, I think my advice would just be do the boring things, because just because they're boring doesn't mean they're not important.
That's great advice. Just because they're boring doesn't mean they're not important. Thank you for
Exactly.
sharing that. And where can people find MK9 Plus online?
Everywhere. That's it. I don't know where I'm not, to be honest.
Are you the same name across Instagram and TikTok and all the places?
Yep, MK9 Plus. I think on TikTok it's MK9 Plus dog training, but yeah, everything is just MK9 Plus, and it's the same logo.